Secret Apollo footage, alien encounters. On July 20th, 1969, the world watched in awe as Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin took mankind's first steps on the moon. It was a moment that defined an era and marked humanity's greatest achievement in space exploration. But behind the carefully edited broadcast and triumphant public narrative lies a story that has been deliberately concealed for over 5 decades. Classified footage from the Apollo missions, footage that was never meant to be seen by the public, captured evidence of something far more profound and terrifying than anyone could have imagined. What these secret recordings revealed was not just the desolate surface of the moon, but evidence of extraterrestrial presence. And possibly something much more sinister. The origins of the secret Apollo footage trace back to Apollo 11, the very mission that captivated the world. While the public was shown a carefully curated broadcast, multiple high-resolution cameras aboard the lunar module and orbiting command module captured footage that was transmitted directly to a classified facility at Houston's Johnson Space Center. What these classified feeds recorded went far beyond routine lunar exploration. As Armstrong and Aldrin explored the lunar surface, their communications were periodically interrupted by technical difficulties. But according to leaked transcripts and insider testimonies, these moments of silence were anything but accidental. During these periods, the astronauts were reporting anomalous sightings that were being transmitted on a secured, classified channel, far away from public ears. Insiders who reviewed the unedited Apollo 11 footage described scenes that defied explanation. Strange lights hovered at the edge of the lunar horizon, moving with impossible speed and precision. Structured objects, geometric in shape and appearing to be metallic, were detected on the far side of the moon. Some of these objects emitted faint but consistent signals that matched no known frequency. But the most chilling encounter occurred as Armstrong and Aldrin approached a crater near their landing site. Classified transcripts from Apollo 11 reveal a conversation that has been suppressed for decades. Armstrong: "What? What is that? Do you see that?" Aldrin: "My God, they're watching us. Mission Control. Repeat, Eagle. What are you seeing?" Armstrong: "There are structures here. They're huge. They're lined up along the ridge. They're not natural." The conversation was abruptly cut off, and public communication resumed as if nothing had happened. But those who had access to the classified footage knew that something extraordinary, and possibly dangerous, had been encountered on the moon. In the years that followed, as subsequent Apollo missions returned to the moon, the encounters grew more frequent and more unsettling. Apollo 12, tasked with conducting detailed surveys of the lunar surface, captured footage of strange tracks, patterns that suggested movement by an unknown force. Apollo 14's crew reported unusual lights trailing their spacecraft, while Apollo 15's footage revealed anomalies near the moon's south pole, an area where classified data suggested the presence of vast subterranean structures. The most disturbing encounter occurred during Apollo 17, the final official manned mission to the moon in 1972. As the crew explored the Taurus-Littrow Valley, they captured footage of what appeared to be an enormous craft, partially embedded within the lunar surface. The object, massive and ancient, seemed to pulse with faint energy. Classified reports described it as an extraterrestrial vessel, dormant, but still emitting signals. But the most chilling revelation from Apollo 17 came not from the footage itself, but from what the astronauts reported before their communications were abruptly cut off. Cernan: "We've got movement. Something is moving down there. Mission Control. Say again, Challenger." Schmidt: "It's not just one. There are multiple objects. They're watching us." What happened after that remains a tightly guarded secret. The classified footage from Apollo 17 was locked away, and the public was told that Apollo's lunar exploration program had come to an end due to budget cuts. But those who knew the truth understood that NASA had not abandoned the moon. They had been ordered to stay away. Over the years, as rumors of the secret Apollo footage leaked to the public, NASA and government officials dismissed them as conspiracy theories. But whistleblowers and former NASA personnel who had witnessed the classified footage firsthand began to speak out, revealing fragments of what they had seen. Some described ancient structures, possibly remnants of a lost civilization, while others claimed the footage showed encounters with intelligent entities that seemed to be observing humanity's activities on the moon. But the most terrifying possibility was that these entities were not merely observing, they were guarding. The moon, long thought to be a barren and lifeless rock, may be something far more profound, a sentinel, placed in orbit as a watchtower to monitor Earth. And if the entities encountered by the Apollo astronauts were indeed guardians, then humanity's return to the moon may trigger consequences beyond anything we can comprehend. As NASA and private space companies prepare for new lunar missions, the secret Apollo footage remains locked away, its contents known only to a select few. But the signals emanating from the moon have not stopped. They continue, faint but persistent, as if something or someone on the moon is waiting. And as humanity stands on the brink of returning to the lunar surface, one chilling question remains unanswered. Are we truly prepared for what we might awaken?